Welcome back to the Handlin It podcast. I'm your host, Tony, with my co-host, Aiden. And today we have a special guest. He's an artist or an engineer or he's all over the place. But
He's whatever you want him to be.
Yeah.
Wear many hats and headphones.
But his name is Marcus, a.k.a. The Love Lagoon.
Let's
Hello.
talk about that name for a second. Where'd you
Yes.
come up with that?
Well, honestly, I was sitting in college. I was trying to come up with a new name for my my music, just to describe everything that I feel I was embodying, and it was really just a lagoon of love. So Love Lagoon really just came about. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's fire. I like that name.
Yeah.
Was that like off rip or did you have a name you were going under before and then you switched it?
I remember being what's it called? I mean, there was a lot of names, but it eventually boiled down to a list of names that I wanted to come up with, and I can't even remember any of the other ones. But Love Lagoon was the one that
That's the one that
definitely,
stuck.
yeah, that's the one
Nice.
that
It
stuck.
really flows off the tongue.
It's really good. Yeah.
It's real. Yeah.
And honestly, it portrays exactly what you were trying to do. When you listen to your songs, it's kind of like it's a groove. It's like a vibe. You brought it up the other day that we were talking. The artist, what's his name? He does. I feel like an idiot right
Time
now.
Impala.
Tame
Yeah,
Impala.
yeah.
Tame Impala.
Yes, we got to talk about Tame
Holy
Impala.
cow.
I just had my mind blown at a Tame Impala.
I saw
concert.
you guys were out there. That looked
Yeah.
awesome, dude. The face
Yeah.
paint stuff you had going on,
Oh,
that looked
yeah.
sick, man.
Yeah,
How was that?
It was Halloween night, and well, I've never been in New York City Halloween night. Traffic was crazy, but
I bet.
But I got to paint my face, and they had like an exclusive kind of intro, and it was really mind blowing. I mean, this guy Tame Impala, the whole band, they really bring a crazy show. And the last show that they did, the last tour, 2022, was, I mean, absolutely mind blowing. I thought, how could they possibly top this? And they came back to the same. It was Barclays Center, and they did 4 nights, and it was gonna be an in the round concert, in the round stages in the middle of the arena. And I was like, well, how is he going to pull this off? He always has some crazy visuals. He had some lasers, confetti cannons. The music is like just insane, and the lights and lasers and everything is always timed to the music. How is he going to pull this off? And man, when I tell you, I mean, I can't even tell you. That's the thing. It was just so mind-blowing. I'm having so much trouble coming up with words for it. Like it was an experience, to say the least. The lights, the lasers, everything about it was just so perfect. It was beautiful. It was like rainbows. It was euphoria. It was pure ecstasy. I had the privilege of being able to go 2 nights. I went with my dear friend King Konye and his girlfriend Erin. Erin's also a really good friend. Shout out Erin. And also shout out my brother Mike, because he showed up for 2 nights and he had a great time. A lot of my friends actually pulled up to that show, and I don't got time to shout out everybody, but damn. I got
Some of you guys didn't make the cut.
Oh man. I mean, in the end of the day, what happened was it was a community of people who came together. And I mean, when you feel like you're a part of something, that's something that really matters. And I mean, for Love Lagoon personally, I always feel like the music is something that can unite people. Music is something that speaks for all of us. And whether you're somebody who, is a boy or a girl, you're somebody who's anyone really. And if you're somebody who is any age, you can you can speak and be spoken to with music, and you can have this conversation with people in a room full of people without even having to speak, and just know that like when the artist takes the stage and they're singing their life, they're also singing for the experiences of everybody else in the room. And so
they bring their emotion to
Exactly.
and you kind of share it with everybody in
it really
the
is
crowd.
a shared experience. And I mean, Tame Impala brings it to the next level when you know that everybody in the room is seeing something that is just, and it's not just really good music. It was something that felt like I was watching a bunch of aliens do some crazy witchcraft or something. I mean, like it was spooky Halloween
The
night.
music was like out of this world. Is that
Dude, the
like
lights, the lasers, everything about it. I mean, there are certain shows, not just Tame Impala, where I felt like I wanted to just drop everything and just like, I mean, I've been doing music as it is for about 10 years now, but there's something about certain shows, even without the lights and lasers. I mean, we'll talk about there's this band that I saw on YouTube, and the band's called Turnstile. They make I believe it's punk rock, a little bit of alternative music.
Oh, okay.
And while I don't listen to all of the music that Turnstile makes, there was something about the way that this video popped up on YouTube. The title of the video was just called Never Enough. And it was like, what, 2, 3 a.m. You're scrolling through videos and you're just like, I'm kind of feeling a little bit sad right now. It's 2, 3 a.m. I'm just kind of in my bag, whatever. Let me click on this because I feel like this video is trying to talk to me. And I saw it was like an hour and a half long. Why is the video called Never Enough, an hour and a half long? And I can clearly see that it's a band performing. This must be a live set. And I love live music. Live music, I feel like, also, this is something that my buddy King Konya, you guys obviously know. You guys obviously know King Konya. King said that live music is, and I'm paraphrasing, but one of the most like authentic ways that you can experience music. And so I clicked on this video, and the one thing that really got me was that this was a free concert. Like, everybody who came in got to come in for free. And the band took the stage. Their intro was of a very beautiful synth crescendo, or not crescendo, I'm using the word wrong, but like a synth open that was just like so beautiful and so invigorating. And everybody in the crowd is just, going nuts. And as soon as the band started singing, mind you, they're only singing the intro of the song. They hadn't fully dropped in yet. The drums hadn't come in yet. The bass hadn't come in yet. None of that had come in yet. Nothing was actually something was happening. But as soon as the man started singing, I wish I remembered his name. And you guys can even watch their Tiny Desk video for any kind of proof. These concert goers, these audience members were already stage diving. Like, storming the stage, jumping on stage and stage diving. The music hadn't even started yet. The drop hadn't even dropped yet, and they were already stage diving. And there was something in me at 2, 3 a.m. where I'm watching this video and I'm just like jaw to the floor. And I'm just like, what is happening? I've never seen anything like this before. Mind you, I've been to shows where I've been like pushed up against the rail because everybody's stage diving, everybody's moshing, and I've seen stage diving. But the thing that got me was that everybody was stage diving before the music had even started fully. And I was like, wow, like, this band Turnstile, they bring an aura. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they have this kind of energy that makes you want to just let loose and, I mean, care with a little bit of, respect to your fellow human being. But like, punk is a cool scene. And after I saw that video, I'd also had tickets to see The Weeknd. You guys know about The Weeknd.
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
I mean, The Weeknd, I think, is one of the biggest artists in the world right now. If it's not also Ed Sheeran and Taylor Swift, it's The Weeknd and Bruno Mars. Oh my God. Anyway, my brother and I, rather, we had a ticket to see The Weeknd, and that was his After Hours Till Dawn tour. Now, mind you, we were supposed to see The Weeknd in 2018 at Panorama Music Festival, and the show got rained out. The craziest part about it, the thunderstorm was going on, like, it was coming in. You could see the lightning, and they were telling everybody to evacuate. Dua Lipa was in the middle of a song. I'm fairly certain, at least 90% sure it was Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa was in the middle of a brand new song that she was debuting. No one had ever heard it before. They cut her off. She was so upset. We were all upset because we were supposed to see The Weeknd, and we had to go. So the craziest part, as soon as we had left the gates, mind you, we were still on the island. As soon as we had left the gates, the storm stopped.
Really?
We went home. It was sunshiny. We could have stayed just another 10 minutes, just held it down. But no, we had to leave because of the whole, it was a hazard. New York City, all of the, regulations and everything like that, permits, whatever. So they evacuated everybody, and we were very, very upset.
Did you get any money back? Or?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I was gonna
Alright.
say,
Yeah.
wow, these guys, that would suck.
Dude,
Still
I mean,
sucks
yeah,
though.
we paid good money for that. We did get to see I think Daniel Caesar,
Okay.
and a couple other artists, and we did get our money back, so that was cool.
All right.
I hope they got still compensation for it and everything like that. But anyway,
Yeah.
fast forward to 7 years later, we finally got to see The Weeknd, and it was at MetLife Stadium. and it was a very, very, very hot day. I remember that was during the heat waves that were coming in, and the show was just fantastic. It was another one of those shows where
Was it sold out?
it was 3 nights sold out at MetLife
Wow.
Stadium. And so we had gone on the Thursday night. It was such a special performance. I didn't realize how many songs I really actually knew by the weekend and how many popular songs were out there until he had performed all of them. Also, Mike Dean, the producer. Mike Dean is a crazy producer, and I take so much inspiration from that guy. I saw him playing the synth, playing the guitar, and he playing the saxophone, and he was just all doing it by himself. All these songs that he produced. Did you guys know that he produced songs for Kanye back in like 2012?
Oh,
Kanye
no.
West?
Yeah,
I had
man.
no
Like he
idea
had
about
as
that.
a few contributions to I forget the name of the album. But anyway, Mike Dean's crazy. Playboy Cardi, it was all
Yep.
together. It was a fantastic show. My brother and I were so inspired by that show. So hyped up, mind you. It was a Thursday that we had got it 3 sold out nights. We bought tickets again for the Sunday show. Now there was like a few seats that were just lingering around, and we just said screw it, and we dropped the money for it, and we ended up just going again, and it was such an amazing experience. And then I remember a month or so later, maybe a few weeks later, I'm chilling, I'm playing Xbox with my buddy Joseph, and his name is Joe Roy. He actually he collabed with me and Indigo on that song Make This Easy. Yes.
Okay.
Make This Easy.
Yeah.
Dude, I really like that song. Continue your story, and then I have a question about that.
Yes, of course. So we're joking on Xbox, and he's like, "Hey man, I was telling him about this show and how crazy it was. Like I would not shut up about it." And he was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about going to it." I'm like, "You definitely should." And he's like joking. He's like, "You should come down. What if we do back-to-back nights?" And I'm like, "Don't tell me with a good time." Don't tell me with a good time. And so you know what I did? I ended up buying plane tickets and concert tickets for 2 more nights at Fort Worth with my buddy with my buddy Joseph and a couple other friends. And I never got to travel to a concert before, but that on top of my first time being in a Waffle House, I am actually surprised we didn't see any fights that night. 0 out of 10 experience. I didn't see a single.
I was gonna say, were you disappointed? You're like,
I was a little disappointed, but either way, it was good food. I got
Your
a
Waffle House is so delicious.
It's usually come for the waffles, stay for the fights type deal. So I'm
Seriously, I went
surprised.
dinner and a show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So we didn't see the fight, but we did have an amazing back-to-back experience seeing The Weeknd. And again, after that, I still have a few more concerts that I'm going to. I truly have been having an amazing, spectacular time just going to these concerts, and they really just make me want to drop everything. Turnstile, like I had mentioned earlier, they made me want to drop everything and just move to Baltimore. That might be a really, really, really risky decision, moving anywhere really, but seeing them perform that free concert in Baltimore and doing it for the people and doing everything. Maybe my excitement was a tiny bit misguided, but I'm like, dude, I need to get out of here and be where that is, be where the music is. And it's not even just to experience, but it's also just to be able to give back to people, They weren't just doing it as a free concert and then, whatever. I think there were a lot of proceeds from vendors and everything that were going towards a cause for homelessness, which just in general, being able to help people out, and your music is thriving and electrifying the people, and the fact that people were stage diving before the music even started. Wow, that's crazy. And then I just saw Tame Impala, 2 days ago, and my buddy King was there, and everybody was there, and I still am having so much trouble putting it into words. I want to show you guys maybe a video or two because it's just wow.
Do you take inspiration from Tame Impala a lot?
Most certainly. 10 years ago, I discovered his music. And it was 10 years ago that I first had gotten a synthesizer, and maybe a few months later, 2016 in April, on my birthday, that I got in a guitar. And it was solely because I had heard the song Eventually by Tame Impala. And then I heard his album Currents and his album Lonerism. And then all 3 of his albums. At the time, it was 3 albums. And I was just so, originally I was making hip hop music. And at that point, I wanted to drop out all of it and just start branching out to psychedelic rock music and alternative and some R&B and some pop and some, don't get me wrong, I love hip hop, but I also really, really, really love pop and psychedelic music and the way that it just takes you on a journey.
That's
And
how you're categorized on Spotify as psychedelic pop when you come up.
That's
So
beautiful.
there you go.
That's beautiful. I love that. I really do love that. Okay, you had a question.
Yeah. So
Yes.
about the music video for that song,
Yeah.
Make This Easy. I just wanted to like, I saw that video and it looks super well, like super well professionally
Thank you.
done, but it's so simple. And that's why I like it. I was like, wow, this is great because you're just driving around and it's snowy out. And I'm like, wow. But also, maybe a little behind the scenes here. What was going on when you were writing that song? Was there any emotion or was something happening in your life when because that song's pretty emotional, if I do say so myself. I thought so.
There was something mostly. So I was in Texas. It was January. I came down to see my buddy Joe Roy and also to work with a producer named Indigo. And at the time, now I don't want to talk too much about his personal life because I did actually not too much write the song about myself as I wrote it about Joseph.
Yeah.
Now he was in a relationship at the time, and I'll keep it a little bit simple to
Yeah.
say that the relationship really wasn't the bee's knees really. And I had felt more that the opening line, "When you look inside of me, is there something that you see that makes it hard to look?" Well, I mean, that also I do feel like I can describes me in a way that is like a social anxiety, or more so like anxiety in a relationship kind of way. But I felt very strongly towards the fact that my buddy was very distracted while we were recording music, and it wasn't so much that I was mad at him or mad at his girlfriend. I was just very mad that felt very strongly about the fact that it was that we were kind of like just taking a lot of time, and he was feeling very down in a way, and it was kind of killing his energy, and I felt like it was just kind of getting at him in a way, and I felt a little bit like the mom friend, like I wanted to write about it and be like, hey, what is it that they don't really like about my friend? And maybe, that it was again misguided if it was towards a specific person. However, I do feel like it does embody some things that I've felt in previous relationships. There's some songs I haven't released yet, but they all kind of fall under a same kind of thing, like that you don't feel like you're good enough in a relationship, like you don't feel like what you're doing could be enough, or if you put your heart out and you put your soul out, you don't feel like you're getting it back in return. What is it about it that makes it? What is it about me that makes it that you feel repulsed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I see this and I'm like, all right, there's a heartbreak here or something's going on here. Like I'm like watching it and I love the video. I thought the video was great. I just liked how it looked great and it was just so, I don't know, so simple. And I was like, wow, this is the type of stuff that you think like if you didn't know anything, you'd be like, all right, this video's famous. Like this is somebody this is a crazy video that it has millions of views. You have no idea but it's also so simple at the same time. And I really liked how you guys did that. I thought that was an amazing video.
There's always pretty much all the time when I'm driving down the road. There's a song by the Grateful Dead called "Driving Down the Road Feeling Sad."
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but I never actually listened to this song, but I looked at the title of the song and I'm like, why is this like so accurate? It feels like every single time I hop in the car, at some point I just get a little bit in my bag. If it's more than like a 20-30 minute drive, at some point I'm starting to feel like, oh, like, you just remember.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that you got to process. And I don't know, something about that. It's mostly like a drive whenever I'm going downstate, because it always seems to be the same drive and the same route that I take. And maybe that's part of the problem. But I noticed that it always at some point just comes up. I'm driving down the road and then I'm feeling sad. And that's something that I do want to be able to put out, to say a lot more, because I feel like it's not just me,
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. Sometimes you're going like a long ways. Or I agree with you when it's like you're traveling the same route, because then you're like, man, am I just stuck in this repetitive loop of doing the same thing all the time? You kind of have a self-reflecting moment. But then, you just put on some like pop music or something.
Yeah,
you just keep going. You don't worry about it too much.
Yeah, something to just keep you moving.
But that's, music's all about, emotion and stuff.
Yeah.
What would you say? Do you think there's a best emotion to write a song or perform a song? Like, do you think that maybe there's an emotion that it's easier for you to think of lyrics or easier for you to really speak from the heart or not?
Now, I feel like there's different inspirations that do yield different kind of songs. There were moments, some of my most heartfelt lyrics came from a time of me feeling really, really down. Whereas some of my most like out there and fun and wacky songs have come from either moments of fun creativity. Now, there's this thing that King Kanye and I always talk about, and it's that, and I don't remember how it starts, but since it's a cycle, fun makes you more creative, and creativity makes you more fun. And if I started either way, creativity makes you have more fun, and having more fun makes you more creative. Now, there also have been moments where some of my most out there and fun lyrics have just come from a moment of pressure. For example, my song Supergirl Sakura, most of the lyrics were written the day before I had to perform the song for the very first time. And so I knew that I needed to have a new song. And the first time I performed it was during a show at the 4th of July festival in Oneonta. King Kanye and I got to perform right after the fireworks, a little headline act.
Nice.
And it was beautiful. It was very, very beautiful. But also I felt a lot of pressure, feeling that I just moved into a new place. And I hadn't even had everything put together yet, but I had my laptop, a microphone, and a dream.
Put that on a t-shirt.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't even have the studio foam yet, and so there might be a little bit of echo, but I went in there and I used my ears and everything. I mixed it all out, whatever. But the lyrics, everything that I was writing, and like a lot of the song, even because I had like the bare bones of the song, a lot of the song was written under pressure in the matter of like 4 hours, just because I needed to get it done and then go to sleep. And I love my sleep, so I need to get my sleep. I need to get my sleep as early as possible.
Nice. So you shot the music video for that in Japan.
In Japan,
right?
yes.
Osaka, Japan.
Yes.
How did that come about?
Yeah.
That was actually, so my parents they work very hard, and so us children have had the privilege of being able to travel a lot and travel all over, and so they had asked us if we wanted to go to the World's Fair in Osaka, Japan, because we had been to the one in the World's Expo. My fault. We had been to the one in Dubai, and my dad had been to one, I want to say 1975, 1980, the 90s. I don't remember. Anyway, he went to one and he very much enjoyed it. And he wanted us to be able to experience what the World's Expo was like. Do you guys know about the World's Expo?
Not very familiar.
I've
no.
heard of it, but
Yeah.
what is it? What's going on there?
So the World's Expo is where representatives from most of the countries in the world, or if not a very, very, very large majority of the countries in the world, come to showcase a lot of the newest technology and arts and things that they're building upon. There was like a unit for every country, or a majority of the countries. We got to visit. Let me think of ones. I know that we hadn't gotten to experience the World's Expo this time too much, because the opening days it was very rainy. However, there was units for Iran, Iraq, Trinidad, Jamaica. Shout out my hometown. The United States, of course, Japan, China, Israel, South Africa, everywhere,
Yeah.
And so it was just beautiful. There was like Poland had like actually no, it was Belgium. Belgium had a unit where they were talking about having I think these microchips that could be put into your body, and they'll give you like a holistic scan of what your body may need, like in terms of nutrients.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of freaky. I was like, I don't know if I want robots in my body, but at the same time, it does sound pretty cool being able to like help people out in terms of medicine, whatever it may be. So anyway, we had the ability to, I'd say the privilege rather, to be able to experience the World's Fair, as well as a week or so in Japan. And this wasn't my first time going to Japan, so it really was an honor and a privilege to be back in there. And I'd just about finished Supergirl Sakura, and at that point I had realized, the name of it and the energy that it brings is exactly this kind of electric energy that I felt when I was in Japan. And it was mostly this fact that there was just so much, like the nightlife, the signs, the lights, everything about it. It's just really this electric, alive nightlife energy in Osaka and pretty much like all over in the cities. And well, we just decided, hey, let's film a music video here. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I know, like, I saw plenty of other groups of people who it seemed like they were traveling, and it really is like a privilege, you know. And
Yeah.
I was enamored by it all. There was just so much to see, so much to do. We got to see the Pokemon Center. Which
Nice.
I didn't know. I was looking for Nurse Joy so I could heal my Pokemon. But no, we got to, yeah, man, it was so much fun over there. It was a lot of fun. We got to eat Wagyu beef for the first time.
Oh.
It is very, very, very soft. It's the steak with the high marbling content.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It is very soft, very delicious. All you need is a little bit of salt and pepper. Very expensive though. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
I know that, and it's very much in demand. And American Wagyu does not compare to Japanese Wagyu.
I was gonna say it's different.
No, it really is. I
Yeah.
mean, American Wagyu is a little bit more like a fatty filet mignon, which I mean, in general, is very, very good. But hey, there's certain types of tastes, you know. But anyway, I didn't develop some sort of expensive taste. I can eat regular steak. I'll take it. I'll eat that like a champ. But just better not be well done.
Yeah,
Better not
that's
be well
right.
done.
No, I
That's right.
agree.
But anyway, yeah, we had a fun time in Japan. We got to film all over in Osaka, as well as areas of, I believe, Hiroshima as well. And
wow.
another name that I just can't remember the name of the island that we had visited, but it's right next to Hiroshima. And it was crazy. It was a whole lot of fun. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I really like that video as well, and I also like the cover picture for that. And I, honestly,
yes.
you do very well with all of those. Where are those coming from? Are you designing those, or you find like what's happening there?
So a lot of the art, I will say that there's only one art that is AI generated, and that's the one for Make This Easy. And I don't want to work with AI art ever again.
Yeah.
I realized after I had made it that it was just like a really stupid decision. But anyway, a lot of the other art, yes, I had made the other art for all of my other work except for Supergirl Sakura. Supergirl Sakura was designed by Luke Morant, who is a local to Oneonta, and he has some really excellent art. Check out Luke Morant art on Instagram. I believe that's the name. I hope that's the name.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, he's great. He has a really, really cool style. It's really just like fun. I will use the word awkward, but in a really nice way. Like it's the kind of it's the thing where if you look at it and it describes you, it speaks to you, then you know. And when I saw Luke's art, I'm like, oh, he has to design Supergirl Sakura. You know, like this vision that I have in my head, I know that he can bring her to life.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I asked him about it, and he was, you know, more than willing, more than happy, and he helped me out. And he's an excellent, beautiful artist, and he did an amazing job. The other ones, I got to take some photos in different locations, or I have like certain types of art that I'll add a bunch of cool effects and stuff like that. And I want to start designing and start drawing my art a little bit more, like my cover art.
Yeah.
I know I have sometimes I have images in my head, and even if it's real rudimentary, I feel like it's important that in an age of AI art that we as artists, whether you're somebody who's a visual artist or a musical artist or hell, if you're even a food artist, whatever kind of artist you are, just it's important to put your all into it and to be authentic and to be very open to sharing your art and we just got to flood the internet with more real art because the AI art is taking over. You can Google Helen Keller doing a wheelie, and you normally, like in 2012, you would never find an image of that. But now, if you Google anything, AI will just start generating images for you, and you'll find like at least 3 photos of Helen Keller doing a wheelie. And like you wouldn't, if that's kind of dangerous, because if you start Googling things that are real and tangible, you might find something that isn't real and isn't tangible, and people are going to think that this is real, and that might spark a lot
It's
of
scary. We're living in a new age here where it's getting a little, it's difficult to tell sometimes. We're still kind of like, all right, that's definitely, I mean, if I see Helen Keller doing a wheelie, I know that's not real, but you know.
I've seen a lot of videos on Instagram where it's like, tell which one is AI and which one isn't, and they're telling you which one isn't, and I'm just like, are you sure about that? Are you sure that this isn't AI? Because I think that this is AI. And I feel like there's a lot of like confusion. Now, I don't want to get into conspiracy theories or anything that much, but I do feel like there's a lot more at play here that's happening that's making, AI is just a little, it's just scary. Is what it is.
I agree.
It's just
yeah,
very scary. We don't got to
getting a
dive too
little-
much into it. But it's a little
we
bit
don't want to
scary.
go off on a crazy tangent here. You're right. But I do really like all your cover art. And I think that it all, stuff like that, like, because if you're just scrolling through, you see the same basic, stuff all the time. I feel like, oh, this guy's standing in front of a sunset. Oh, here's this guy on a railroad station, something like that. And then I'm like scrolling, and then it's like, whoa, what's this like grizzly bear that's white though? You know what I mean?
Exactly,
Like that's pretty.
It really
dope.
pops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Actually, those ones were AI generated too.
Were they?
Oh, I've made an oopsie.
I'm not gonna lie. When you said that, I was like, "Really? That one wasn't AI."
I'll take
Interesting.
full
I thought it was
responsibility
too.
for it. There was a time where I was using AI to generate art, and let's just say I've grown past that, and I will take full responsibility for it. Some of those, they were AI generated. However, they did. I'm not even gonna try to justify it. We're not gonna justify it. It was a bad decision. It's some beautiful art. It looks cool. But let's not justify it because AI.
It happens. It happens.
We've all fallen victim. We've all wanted to see what happens when you ask Siri how to hide a dead body. We've
I mean, I've definitely played around with it before and tried to make like some weird thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to push the limits and see exactly how it's gonna work.
Even with this podcast, we've like thrown pictures of like just the cover photos of the thumbnails of our videos, and we throw it into like Grok AI, and it'll make something weird. But
yeah. We usually don't. We've never used it though.
Yeah.
I don't believe there's not been any images that we've had that are AI.
we messed around with it though.
Yeah.
so.
Don't worry, I won't put you to a court of
We can get a lie detector test in here. We're ready for it.
We'll do it. We'll put you in a lie detector test then.
This isn't even the real Love Lagoon. Actually, this is all AI.
No, yeah, exactly.
You guys didn't know this whole time.
This is AI. No, we're not.
That's exactly what AI would say.
Yeah, exactly. Would AI have this kind of hair? Would have this kind of like depth and follicles? You know what I mean? I mean, the Mario. Have you guys seen that photo of Nintendo doing the ray tracing and stuff on Mario's mustache? I mean that's insane.
What?
No, I mean his mustache looks so crazy detailed. It's not even funny. Like my man Mario is the most detailed like I've ever seen him.
Wow.
Ever. They got some crazy designers over there. Some crazy art people. Yeah.
Tony was Mario for Halloween.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was actually.
But what were you guys' Halloween costumes?
I didn't really do anything, but Tony did Mario and Joey did Luigi.
Joey was
so they
Luigi.
had a good time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And Joey is a little bit taller, so that
It makes sense, yeah.
I painted my face. I was gonna be a space cowboy, but I realized being at that concert, if I was wearing a cowboy hat, that it would kind of block the view of the people behind me.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'll just be spaced.
That's actually that's polite of you to do.
I mean,
honestly.
I thought about it because I mean, at concerts, the last thing you want to be able to do is fight. I mean, this is the experience where the artist is speaking and the artist is singing and the artist is doing their thing, but they're also speaking for the people in the room. Especially if you really, really love that artist, the last thing you want to do is turn around to the person behind you who is basically you. Like everyone around you at that point is the same person at that point.
Yeah.
And the last thing you want to do is turn around to yourself and treat yourself horribly. So why even bother fighting? Like there was actually this person behind us at the concert on the second night who was just kind of loud. And mind you, we were in a section where it was kind of like a little bit more of a private section, and they were in our section. I don't want to turn around and tell them, hey, you guys got to get out of here. But I was definitely feeling that for a majority of the show. Like,
Yeah.
you guys are a little too close to us right now, and you guys are being a little too loud. But I'm not gonna fight at a show. I just pretended that it was a festival and that there were a lot more people behind me than just her and her significant other. And I just went with it. And sure enough, we had a pretty damn good time. A pretty damn good time is an understatement.
Were you in the pits or were you like?
No, I was in a seated section
seating
both
section.
time. And now everybody's talking about. Everyone wants to say like, hey, I got to get Pitts to the Tame Impala show. No, you don't. No, you don't got to get Pitts to the Tame show. I was in the 200 section. There is not a bad seat at a Tame Impala show, especially for this tour. There is not a bad seat at a Tame Impala show. Those lights, those lasers cover every part of the room. They got you covered. Our Lord and Savior Kevin Parker does it again, and he always will bring the goods. And wow, He did. I am like still blown away. I probably won't shut up about it for the next like year. Seriously, you guys caught me at a good time because now I'm just gonna keep chatting.
Yeah, honestly, I saw it on your Instagram and I was like, oh, perfect. Like this is good. This is good content.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was so much fun. Such an experience. There's not a bad seat. There's not a bad view. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter who you are. You will definitely have a really good time at a Tame Impala show. Hell, you'll have a good time at a weekend show as long as you can dance. And if you can't dance, you're gonna dance. Like that show really unlocked something in me. I feel like I dance a lot more. I'm a little bit more not loud in like a bad way, but I definitely like am more comfortable using my voice. You know, and that's something that is really hard. I know it's really hard to speak up. It's really hard to use your voice and speak up and be the voice of reason or be the voice of courage, especially if you have been for a while and you felt like your efforts haven't been enough or have felt like your efforts have been for naught, you know. It really can be hard to be comfortable using your voice. There have been times where I've spoken up and it just kind of it felt like it wasn't getting me anywhere. But that wasn't any reason to shut up. That wasn't any reason to ever stop talking. That's why I still make music, because this microphone doesn't ever judge. You know,
Nice.
That's true.
That's a beautiful
Nice.
thing. That camera, it may be looking at me, but it doesn't have any pressure. You know,
Yeah.
there's no pressure. So I mean, why feel the pressure when you're creating or anything like that? I know it's hard, but it definitely is very very what's the word healing to be able to speak up and use your voice. And I know, especially in a world of a lot of people filming and judging and social media and whatever, we don't often talk to each other enough. We don't often use the word love enough, which is why my name really, you know, you had asked where the name come from. It was mostly because we don't use the word love enough. Like when I had said the word love Lagoon, I felt like this tingle in my body a little bit. Like I was saying something that was supposed to be said. And maybe it was just me. Maybe I just hadn't said the word I love you enough. I've definitely heard it enough, but maybe I didn't say it enough or whatever. And at that point, I just felt like, you know, love really is the answer. Love is love is something that we can put out. So whenever you do speak up, you know, like it's love, it's pure energy, as long as you're using it for good, of course. At this point, I'm just kind of rambling, but
No, I thought that was philosophical. I thought that was great. Rambling. What
I was, you know, like, whoa.
Yeah. We were pondering on that. That makes perfect sense, actually.
I try not to. I mean, I like to use the word love, but I like the power that it has. If you use it all the time, it's not nothing. You know, it's not anything that actually means anything.
Yeah.
You know, I just like. I like to put it out there when when it's time and when it's necessary. So I could see what you're saying, though.
I have a thing with my family. Like every time I hang up the phone or whatever, I always say I love you, because my mom, she really instilled that in us, because it's like you never know if that's the last time you're ever gonna see him, because you don't know, you know.
Time
so
flies.
you know, say I love you, because something could happen and they could be gone the next day. So at least you know every time the last thing you said was that you love them.
Yep. No, exactly. You always want to put that out there, and it's like sometimes you really get that feeling like, oh wait, this could be something serious, and you always want to be able to just like say what you mean, you know. Like there's time and time again where I've bit my tongue and it was really hard to speak up, and then I realized, like, you know, it would have been better if I had spoken up earlier, and that definitely influenced a lot of music that I'm currently writing now. Like definitely just being able to use your voice and speaking up, and the guilt of not speaking up earlier. You know, you can definitely hurt somebody and now this is a little bit different from talking to like your mother or something like that. But if you don't speak up, there can be a lot of times where you're hurting somebody else in a relationship along with yourself. You know, if you're not true and honest and open, it is important, yes, to speak your mind, not to be an ass about it. You know, some people, they say, "Oh, I speak my mind," and then you're not that guy. But you know, telling somebody you love them, telling somebody how much they mean to you, and being open and honest with somebody is some of the most important things that you can do. You know, love is what we got, love is what we have, and love really brings us all together. You know, I feel like that's why we're all in the room together, because we love what we do, and we love what we do enough to be able to share it with one another, and we love sharing, and at a certain point we begin to love one another in the room, you know. And that's something that can happen at a concert. You chat with somebody, and you suddenly make really really good friends, and you never know when you're gonna see them again, or maybe you get their number and you're hanging out with them next week. You know, whatever it may be. There's always something there's always something special for us in life. And so like it's fun to be able to just connect with people, and you never know who you're gonna connect with. I don't really leave my house too much, but every time I do find that there's something to connect with, somebody to connect with about something meaningful, and
Yeah.
not just a little bit of small talk, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really nice, and you're right. It opens up for a lot of connections, and we went and saw. We went to Cano's event here a couple weekends
Yes.
ago, and we saw you were performing with King, and that was
Yes.
great. And we made a lot of connections there, and that honestly that was a super great experience for us, and just getting to know more people, and just honestly that in itself was a really really great time. Like we had just at that was so fun.
And the most important thing about music is community, you know? Uh, Community is what we have. We're all coming together to listen to this music. And this experience that we have in life isn't one experience. Well, I mean, rather it is one experience being shared by all of us. However, it isn't just one person experiencing this. You're not alone in this experience. This experience is being shared by everybody. And you know, some people have a little bit of different, you know, avenues and different ways of life. But we all sit down and we all come together. And there were so many different folks at the King Kanye show that really made it like it was a jaw dropping moment. It was an eye opening moment to see how many members of the community and how many members who probably didn't even live in the community but came out to see King and came out to see us and came out to see the rest of the show. You know, they were there for that. They were there for one reason and one reason only. Community is, and it's what brings us together. Community is us. You know, it was pure love. It was a really good show. too.
Yeah,
yeah.
great show and a
Yeah,
good time.
really
And
good
even the
performers.
like people that were like kind of vending and stuff, those people were interesting to talk to as well. We ran into this lady who, what was she selling? Clay or
yeah, it's just
pottery
like
or something.
pottery and
Yeah.
art. Yeah.
And she kind of like gave us almost a life story for like 5 or 10 minutes there, and it was pretty interesting. So
Yeah,
There was a few other people too that
Yeah.
came and called us and they're like, "Hey, what are you wearing there?" You know,
yeah,
like,
yeah, because we had the shirts on, which that
Yeah.
was really awesome too. And
Yes, the Handlin It podcast
yeah,
shirts. Yeah,
that
those
was
are
pretty
beautiful,
cool.
beautiful shirts.
Yeah, we had that planned out.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, we're getting some shirts so we can go and really, really brand rep while we're out there. So
No, it's great. I mean, people will always recognize you because I mean, like you ever see those stories of people they see an artist at the grocery store or something like that, and they're like, "Are you?" And they can't really fully tell.
Yeah.
No, as soon as I saw the Handlin It podcast, I'm really, 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 really bad with faces. Like I'm really bad with faces. Like really bad with faces. But as soon as I saw the podcast shirts, I'm like, yep, that's the boys right there. That's the boys. And it's unmistakable at that point, you know, like I would have been like, you guys are the yeah. So yeah, it's having those shirts, brand merch representation, very, very beautiful, very yes.
yeah, it's nice. It was a nice step of progression for us as well.
Oh man, I mean, one thing about the artist journey, and you guys really are artists as well, all three of you guys. The artist journey is the journey itself, like being able to from a third person perspective, being able to experience how you guys are moving and seeing all the upgrades and seeing everything that you guys are doing. Like it really is a beautiful journey, and that's why we cling on to a lot of the music that we listen to. Like Tame Impala, I've been listening to for 10 years now, and I've watched him go from initially it was I had listened during the third album, which is a lot more alternative R&B psychedelic, but it wasn't like the psychedelic rock that he had started with. But I'd still seen him progress and change so much, and I saw him live now like 5 times or something like that, and each time the show is different, and each time I'm wondering, well, how are they gonna top this? And I was blown away each and every single time. And I know that for every artist out there, for everyone who's doing what they're doing and doing it authentically, there is somebody who's cheering you on. And sometimes you got to be your own cheerleader for a little bit, and then suddenly if people see that confidence and they see everything that you're doing, and they're just like, wow. And suddenly like it's the greatest thing ever. Now, I wouldn't say that there was much formal training in my background or in some of the artists that I listened to in their background. I think even like Pink Floyd didn't have too much background formal music training. Not all the members, at least. And sure enough, they're America's favorite rockers, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Isn't it ironic?
they're pretty
how-
popular
Yeah.
for such a obscure sounding kind of band. I mean, one of
Yeah.
their songs is like just the change. It's money. Like it's just
No,
that.
literally,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like
Well,
the
you
samples
actually
that they're
have a
using.
song that has no lyrics, right? Magic Stardust, I
Yes,
believe.
yes, that
Yeah.
one and Grizzly Bear. Yes, I had recorded those ones in the same day. My buddy Joe was in the room, and well, there was a lot of times there was this warmth that I was feeling in me, and I knew it was something. It felt like I was being contacted by some sort of energy. Like it was just this energy that was telling me, you now have this warmth in your body, put it into your music. And that was the message was clear. And it's a very simple song. It's a little bit of progression, and it's very chill and ambient, but I find it to be one of those ones where I start off in one place and I end somewhere, and every single time I'm always smiling. I feel lighter. Like this warmth that was within me was channeled into Magic Stardust, specifically Magic Stardust, but Grizzly Bear is like a precursor to it. I feel like those ones are to be listened to back. Grizzly Bear first, and then Magic Stardust second, because there's something about the way that they coincide. They're built off of the same kind of drum loop that makes it like a very just. I feel like when an artist can speak through their instruments, it sometimes says a lot more than their words too, you know. And that one, I really just wanted to put this warm feeling into it, and I didn't have any words for it. I didn't feel like even putting any words or even my voice to it would do it any justice. Like it was good how it was as soon as I had heard it, and I was like, this is something. And that whole song was actually recorded in one take, like through and through.
Oh, really? Okay.
The one thing I've been wanting to do for quite a while was have a multi-input interface that allows me to record drums and synthesizer and guitar and maybe vocals and another synthesizer all at once. And I've been having this dream, like I've been seeing these visions of like a big machine powered by, like, just like how we have little organs in our body that make up an entire organ system. You have these little, like a drum machine and a synthesizer and a guitar and a vocalist and whatever else that make up this gigantic band, and it's all one person controlling all of it. Like Tame Impala, I'll say this a million times over. Tame Impala is just one guy. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know Tame Impala is one guy? No, he didn't know that. Wow. No, anyway.
Fake fan.
I'm so inspired by the fact that it can be one person creating so much crazy music. And it's not just Tame that does that. There's so many other artists and so many other producers who really do a tremendous job. And like I said, I've been having these visions of like just a giant machine being powered by much smaller machines. And I felt like that Tame Impala experience, the lights, the lasers, the music, the band, everything about it was like a machine. Like it's more an illusion or a metaphor than it is like a literal thing. But the music that is coming out of my studio when I have everything running at once, I low-key feel like it's like this machine. It's this thing that I've been wanting to do for a while. And so Magic Stardust was one of the first times where we had that ability to record everything at once. And so I put together everything and I just started it, and sure enough, that whole song came together in just the 3 or 4 or however many minutes that the song goes on to. I just, and then I did a little bit of mixing and it was done. It was a crazy experience. It was healing again. There was a lot of healing experiences. Music for me is a very healing experience. And one of those experiences was being able to live out that dream of just like recording like some of your favorite artists and having this or just recording and having it all put out at once, as if you were playing the drums and if you were singing and if you were playing guitar. It's crazy. It's all you, and when I listen back to it, I feel very proud, very proud that I got to experience that. And music itself, I mean, it's part of a higher experience, and
you bird that, like it's like your baby.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also I feel like a tool that music as a higher power used to create something that can be enjoyed for others. Like this is my baby, but this is also bigger than me at this point. a lot of artists, they talk about how once the music gets out there, it's not only theirs, like it's everyone else's. Like I can only imagine how some artists feel when they put something out and it's very, very poorly received. But you know, they still push on, and that's a beautiful thing, because I mean, no matter what anybody says, it's what you are putting into it, and it's you that you put into it, and it's authentically you. It's genuine. It's you. And so, I mean, there's a lot of judgment, for example, there's a lot of judgment, for example, with the with Tame Impala's Deadbeat album, and Pitchfork tore it apart, rated it a 4.5, I believe, like a 2 or a 4 or something like that. Absolutely shredded the album. Did not like it whatsoever. And I say to that, just boo Pitchfork. What happened? Now that probably squanders some of my chances of getting on Pitchfork or being reviewed by Pitchfork. But I mean, the truth is, like, this guy put his authentic self into his album and who he's feeling in the moment, you know. That in itself was more touching to me than the fact that he changed genres to what some people would call soulless pop, because truthfully, I mean, pop music, I feel like, is some of the hardest music to make right. Like, pop music, anybody can make it, but like, to really like make music that's like
unique
and it sounds good, and it's like and it's
catchy,
like, and infectious,
like
that is some of the most difficult shit in the world, man. Like, to make music that really, like, making pop music is some of the hardest stuff to make, because it's got to be right, and if it's not right, it's out the window. It's wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it's hit or miss.
Yeah,
you know?
It really is hit or miss. And I don't know. I feel like Deadbeat was one of those albums where there wasn't a single miss. Now, there's a lot of controversy to that, but hey, I love that album. I love Tame Impala. Like I said, like, there's some music and some artists where you just want to drop everything for it, and drop everything, whether it be to move to a place just to pursue your own dreams, or just drop everything to see 2 back-to-back nights, or even 4 nights of the same artist, like The Weeknd. Like, there's some artists where they have that aura and they have that energy, and they really do bring it to the table. And it's like, why wouldn't I spend the money? You know, why wouldn't I want to go out and see?
Almost like they're hypnotizing you.
Yeah.
No, that's
Like,
the thing. I mean, if this is something that's a little bit, it might be a little bit weird, but I've definitely found myself doing it time and time again. So maybe it isn't weird, and maybe other people can agree. But there are certain artists where they make you want to, like, change your life and adapt your life around their schedule. Like, I remember when Tame Impala dropped the B-sides to Currents, I had long enough hair to hide a headphone in my ears, and I was still in high school, and I didn't hear a word that the teacher said that entire period, because I was listening to the B-sides, and the whole thing was being broadcasted on Apple Music Radio at 12 o'clock. And so I'd gotten into the class probably like 11:45, 11:50, and my guy started his lecture, and it was good until 12 o'clock, 11:59, and I popped in a headphone and just tuned out. Absolutely tuned out. I didn't hear a word he said. I love that professor. He was great. He probably noticed me and didn't care, which is why he's even cooler for that. But there seriously are things that make you just it interrupts your life. It makes you want to adapt your life to this. Like, you want to have a little bit more of a clear schedule, because you know that this artist is about to drop, and because you know something is about to happen. And as soon as I found out that, like, the Deadbeat album was going to drop and the tour was going to happen, I'd immediately, like, talked to people and pulled the strings and made the connections to get time off from work, and to, you know, who's coming to the show with me. I got my gang. I got everybody. everything about it. Like, strings were pulled immediately. When I say immediately, I mean, like, when I got in a text message from his messaging service that said that there was going to be a single that was dropping in vinyl, I pulled my car over immediately to try and buy it. It was sold out. It sold out within 15 minutes, or probably even less, within like a couple minutes.
Really?
I had dropped everything. I pulled over my car immediately.
So clearly, there's a lot of people that are also pulling over their cars and buying this. People
Slipping
probably
headphones
crashed,
in
right?
their
I
ears.
was so tight that I didn't get that. I was so tight I didn't get the vinyl. I told myself, yo, I'm never gonna drive again. I'm like, yo, I'm now gonna drive for the remainder of this month if it means that he's gonna keep dropping singles.
I'm gonna have
on
the
vinyl.
Apple Pros on at all times. So when that
Literally,
message comes up, I'm on that.
Literally, dude. Like, I'm telling you, there's some types of just creative energy when you know that this artist is speaking not only to you but speaking through you and for you, that you know that it's worth it. And at that point I was just like, yep, Tame Impala is always worth it, you know, no matter what anybody's saying about his album. I don't care what anybody has to say about his album or anybody has to say about whatever. There are certain artists and certain experiences that make you just want to change your life. And sometimes now it can be a lot of excitement and sometimes it can be a little bit misguided. But other times when there's something that you've been like stirring on for a while and you see the thing, like the key that unlocks the thing in you that says like, okay, now is the time to do it. Now, maybe, for example, like moving to Baltimore wasn't like that was misguided. I feel maybe I'll move somewhere maybe eventually, but that when there's something that unlocks you and tells you you got to do that, do it. Like double down, do it again. Like you've been stirring on this for a while. There's this thing in you and now you have the opportunity. Why not? You know? At any point that you find that you have
I'm worried he's trying to get us to move to Baltimore.
Yeah,
or
no. You guys want to share a house? I'm sure the rent over there is a lot. I don't know. At that point, then yeah, we'll be paying double what we each pay.
Yeah, that's probably true.
His next song release is gonna be called Baltimore. It's gonna be like, wow, that was the greatest song. I really gotta move out there.
Just subliminal messaging the whole time. Love Lagoon subliminal messaging. Move to Baltimore. I'm just gonna say it in my next track. It's gonna be in the reverb. If you can hear it, then you get it. You get a prize.
You have to move if you hear
Get
it.
a prize.
Play it backwards.
Yeah, play it back like the Beatles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that actually reminds me. I'm going to see Paul McCartney in 2 weeks.
Oh,
really?
wow.
Now that is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder where he's gonna make you move.
England. Gonna move straight to London,
Oh.
to Liverpool, where the boys started.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm very excited for that. Just music in general is a very excited thing, you know, very exciting thing. Yeah.
You're definitely really in tune and in depth with. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't specifically relate to like pulling my car off the road and trying to buy a vinyl album, but clearly there's lots of people that are because the album was sold out. So it's like, oh, okay.
Immediately, man.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Is there any other artists aside from him that you're like, oh, okay, like I also feel very strongly about this artist. I would also pull my car off the side of the road.
There were definitely the Beatles and Pink Floyd, although they both don't like exist as bands
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
There are still the solo acts. And when I had the opportunity to see David Gilmour, the guitarist from Pink Floyd, I don't recall pulling over my car, but I do recall waiting in Ticketmaster online, you know, lines and stuff like that. And like for example, I want to say that like for that show, or you know, I'll go to one that I actually remember, but. To answer your question, it was definitely like the Beatles or Pink Floyd. But when I had tried to buy tickets for like Tame Impala or The Weeknd, now mind you, the Weeknd show was for 50,000 people max seating, I believe, at MetLife Stadium, and there was probably at least like 100,000 people in line, maybe like 200,000 people in line. I think Ariana Grande fans had like over 1 million people waiting in line for them. Yeah, for Ticketmaster.
Holy shit.
I remember for the Tame Impala tour, there was at least like 7,000 people or so ahead of me, but about 150,000 people behind me, and Barclays Center can only hold 19,000.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so you know, that's just, if that's any kind of proof that this guy should be doing stadium tours. But anyway, as I was buying tickets, like 1, 2, 3, 4, gonna hit confirm, those tickets were disappearing out of my literal hands.
Wow.
Yeah, like it was nuts. There's probably so many shows where people are trying to just, you know, buy tickets, scalp tickets, whatever. But yeah, I recall there's so many different, you know, that I want to go to this show when I'm waiting in the pre-sale. That's what it's really all about. For like Paul McCartney, for David Gilmour, those were ones where I was waiting in the pre-sale, and it was a literal fight. Like you're fighting with longtime fans from the 60s and onward who are trying to get tickets. So I mean, we're talking like what, 60 years of fans. So that's a fight that's almost impossible unless you're willing to spend stupid bread. And yes, stupid financial decisions were made, but sometimes, like I said, when it's worth it, it's worth it. So I mean, I do like Pink Floyd, the Beatles. Was there any ones that I had definitely dropped everything for, I wouldn't say exactly, but there had been a lot of other shows that I was going to see throughout this whole year and just these past 5 years. Really, I mean, COVID made it. It's almost like when your parents tell you no sugar for the first 18 years of your life, and then you go out and you go to college and you have your freedom, and instead of alcohol, you get into sugar and you're just eating so much sugar that you just gain a bunch of weight and you get a bunch of problems, and it's just not a good thing. Like COVID made it so that after not being able to go to concerts, I wanted to go to all the concerts.
Yeah.
Like any of these artists that I knew, there was times. This is actually kind of funny. There were times where I didn't even know any single song by this band, and I'm just like, screw it, I'm gonna go see what's good. The band was this specific band was called Automatic. I believe it's three women from, I want to say they're from New York, which is cool. So that's pretty awesome. And they were signed to the same label as Tame Impala, and that's all I needed to really hear. At that point, I was just like, I am in the mood for a show, and they're in the city. Why not? And so I had gone to see them, and I was absolutely blown away. And I was like, wow, like this was a cool time. Like I didn't drop everything to go see them, but I didn't know a single song by them. But I'm like, I'm here for the experience. I'll see what's happening. There's a few other bands that I've done that for, where like the OCs. You guys probably don't know them, but you might know one song by them called "The Dream," which is in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yep, definitely know it then.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
GTA 5, man. That's my stuff right
Dude,
there.
GTA 5 put me onto so many different bands, so many different artists, and even just songs in general. And I went to go see the OCs just because I know their one song. It was a really, really, really fun time. A lot of moshing, a lot of dancing, a lot of everything, and that was a good time.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing Waves a few years ago. And I actually jumped on the stage and I didn't stage dive, but I jumped on the stage and started dancing. And there's a video somewhere out of it somewhere. It was a whole lot of fun. They had a song in GTA 5 as well. And
Nice.
my buddy Joe was there. It was a whole lot of fun. Just live music, man. It's something. You're there for the experience. Everybody's there for the experience, and whatever goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You grind a lot on GTA 5? Were you a big GTA 5 guy?
Man, I've been playing GTA 5 for so long. I'm not gonna say I'm tired of it, but GTA 5 is definitely a staple when it's like any time of day and I just need something to think, like need some time to think.
Yeah.
Now I think it's solely because when I was in high school, I used to always listen to music when with headphones on the bus, and so like having that music in your ear while you're driving around, it simulates the experience, dude. I've been playing GTA now. I wouldn't say I'm grinding. I don't got the underground bunker.
Yeah.
I don't got the everybody trying to shoot at me and everything. I mostly get pissed off whenever I jump in. And I'm just driving around for the experience, and I mostly just get pissed off whenever people are shooting at me and shoot me down. And I've actually had a lot of experiences where I've gotten so mad at people who just repeatedly kill me that I message them. I'm just like, dude, I worked an 8-hour shift. I've been talking to people all day. I am tired. I just want to chill, eat an edible, and play GTA 5. And like, I don't condone, experiences, all, whatever drugs, whatever. But I just want to relax, man. And I've messaged people that, and they just message back like, okay, my bad, G, I'm sorry. And I'm just like,
Oh, that's
I'm like,
nice
"You're good."
though.
Yeah, no.
At least you got that. 'Cause,
I
you
try
know,
to
I
be
was
kind.
expecting you like, all right, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, go
Like,
fuck yourself.
Some people continue blowing me up. I just relocate to a new server, whatever.
Yeah.
But most people get the point, especially the people that I feel like are like, our age and they've been
Yeah,
working, maybe older than me or whatever. They're working and they're just like, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lay off a little
Yeah.
bit. But yeah, there's plenty of times when I've just messaged people, and it's definitely changed a lot from the days of old like Call of Duty Black Ops 2, where they just call you a bunch of slurs. And
Yeah.
just go off
Just
with it.
constantly,
shit.
yeah.
No, I grew up during that, and I definitely, I've definitely experienced a lot of that. People calling me whatever, so it's nice to be able to just be like, hey, dude, I don't want any of this, and then people are like, okay,
Nice. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. This question did come from a little bit of. I was in the archives on your YouTube channel, and you have some really old videos, and one of them was it was GTA 5, but you're Chop, and you just did a whole playthrough, but like as Chop.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
You had another one too where
You could do that.
it was
there was like there was a software that allow you to like mod your character and change
It was actually a pretty interesting video. I watched quite a little bit of it. Yeah, I was like, oh, whoa, this guy plays GTA 5. Okay.
The opening scene to that is where Chop is walking down the street. And a sex worker is asking him if he wants to partake. And he's like, nope, I'm married. I'm gonna look at the ring, and he's like, dude, like, come on. And Chop is like totally deformed because he's still taking Michael's body sprite.
It's pretty funny though.
It's pretty damn funny. The opening scene is pretty funny.
Got a lot of views on that actually though.
I know. There's a lot of like. I used to be a huge gamer. I mean, I wasn't a variety of games, but I used to definitely make a lot of gaming videos back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, I was really inspired by like Vanoss gaming and stuff
Oh,
like that.
dude, I used to watch that all the time.
Man,
Yeah.
They used to always do the funny moments. And everything like that.
With the
And
monkey guy, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What was his name? H2O Delirious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love their videos.
And Nogla.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I used to always watch those, and I was so inspired. I used to make some of my own funny moments videos, and I've since archived them, I believe. I hope. Anyway,
You have two. You have two
a few,
gaming
I
videos
have a
left. You
few,
have that one, and you have. Oh man, I'm blanking on the name of this super popular game where you're like an Animal Crossing. Or
Yes,
whatever.
I have one where I'm
you have a
talking about
glitch.
a glitch.
Yeah, and that one got like 360,000 views. Apparently, you're really hooking people up with that glitch. I was like, wow.
Animal Crossing.
I love glitches. I love video game glitches. Like I've been playing ever since I got into like Pokemon Platinum and stuff like that. Like when I was like 9 or 10 for my birthday, I got Pokemon Platinum, and that was just so cool. But I remember like being able to my brother's got this action replay. You guys know what action replay is?
No.
So an action replay was this device, this cheating device where you put the game into it, and then it let you like just run a bunch of like different cheat codes, like walk through walls, get any item, fly, whatever. And in Pokemon, they let you like walk through walls and walk through the mystery zone and whatever. And I was just so enamored by the fact that you could just do more than what the game allowed you to. Like you kind of broke the game and stuff like that. And I was just like, I love glitches. I love seeing like the games that I've played and just being broken in ways that are just you never could experience. And like every now and then when I'm playing even like GTA or something like that, I come across a glitch and it never ever fails to just amuse me a little bit.
Yeah.
And I've spent like a lot of time. Sometimes I'll just be like sitting coming up with look if I'm not working on something music wise, I'm looking at glitching videos and like iceberg videos on Pokemon glitches, because it's just so it's interesting to see what people have figured out just by like, for example, if you know how you're playing Minecraft and the chunks load at a certain amount at a time, so you can only see so far, and when you start to move, more chunks
Render
start to
distance.
yeah exactly. There's the same kind of thing like a render zone in Pokemon, and if you move like to the left, this other zone loads, and if you move to the right, the zone unloads, and if you move to the right again, this other zone loads, and if you move too fast, it breaks the chunks and spawns them weird. And people have found so many game-breaking glitches off of being able to just load chunks wrong. Like they've been able to access Pokemon that you've only been able to catch because of mystery events that were issued back in 2009.
Really?
Wow.
That kind of stuff is crazy to me.
Yeah.
That people know how to like manipulate the game in such amazing and crazy ways. And definitely there's a lot of like glitches and things where like even music started to glitch that inspired me to like put something like that into the music. Like so like you're in a zone, you're listening to the music, and then suddenly it makes you feel like, I don't know, otherworldly. And I like being able to use those kind of effects in my music to just mess with the listener, you know? Yeah. Yeah.
Can we circle back? What was the thing that you were saying you can go through walls and shit? Because like I played very many video games, and I know this is more of a personal question for me.
But no, it's fine. I'll answer,
What the fuck?
So the action replay let you had like a walk through walls cheat, and specifically in Pokemon, like you could go through the black, like if you enter the Pokemon center, and you remember how it would just be the Pokemon center and then just this void of black around you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could enter that void, and the void in the game was called the mystery zone. and it would play a different kind of music and everything like that. And I don't know what it was, the energy of and the aura of the Mystery Zone was just so like hypnotizing to me. Like, where are we? We're in like a liminal space right now. Like, what's going on? You know, like this is kind of cool. You know, like, and yeah, the I don't know, just the energy of it all definitely just makes it so much more ethereal in a way. It's like
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to be here, but
And
I'm
it just
here
is like,
anyway.
I got you.
Yeah, and it definitely inspires a lot of my music. Like I think that a lot of like sounds and stuff like that from Pokemon might have went public, if I'm not mistaken. And I've actually been able to like put, like when I'm working on demos and stuff like that. Like there's actually been a class that I'm taking at the Berklee College of Music that's having me make a lot of demos. And one of those demos, like I had said, like the lyrics, like some of my lyrics come from a time of like despair and like feeling down. There's this lyric that it was more so just like a thought. Like I felt like a problem. I felt like I wasn't like what I was doing wasn't good enough. Like I knew that I knew that I had done wrong in a way, and I felt like I was a problem. And that thought just kept lingering for me. And this eventually, like I knew that, well, I had known from the beginning that this was a song lyric, like this was gonna be put into the music. And the Berklee College of Music was like, hey, you know, like this class was like, hey, make a demo. And I got to like put that energy into working on this demo. And I don't have the song finished yet, like so I can't exactly, you know, like show you guys a crazy, you know, little snippet or nothing like that. But
Damn.
it's an honor to be able to put it out and put it into there. And I think that on top of, because of the sound fonts for some of the games were made public, I got to like work on those demos using like Pokemon sound fonts, like getting to like, so for example, the like strings or something from a particular game, you can use those strings, and like if you wanted to create your own Pokemon music, that's amazing. But also, you could also create some really gnarly music where people are like, why do I feel like I've heard this before? Why do I feel like this feels so familiar to me? And it's because like it's because of that sound font. I mean, it's cool. I've been
Isn't
hearing
a lot of the music though? Isn't it like 4-bit? Like it's like
it
it's
is
not
kind of like old kind of textured.
Yeah.
Some of it sounds very like 8-bit gamey, video gamey.
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah, the older ones for sure. I felt out of Generation 4, there were a few like really golden sounds that even don't really sound too what's the word? Well, 8-bit. They sound really really nice, and it's like even if it's not like a forward lead instrument, it still has a really nice place. And I notice even with a little bit of like mixing and everything like that, it can really fit its place. Like it can definitely have a place in it all. It's crazy. I also just got this synthesizer that has been used on like countless other records and video games and like everything like that, like the PlayStation, the PS2, yeah, a lot of games and everything like that. It's crazy how many of our favorite songs come from just like one type of synthesizer, or one type of engine or something like that. It's insane, but it's a whole lot of fun. That's the beautiful thing about music. Like every time I turn on an instrument, or every time I turn on like a whatever it may be, I'm finding something both new and like reminiscent of something from my childhood. And it always just brings it back into just this fun moment where I know that I'm having fun and I'm being creative, and because I'm being creative, I'm having more fun, and because I'm having more fun, I'm being more creative.
A
Just like that
callback.
cycle. Exactly.
Yeah.
That
I
whole
love a
cycle.
call. I love a good callback.
That cycle, it definitely is. Like music is the music speaks to us, and music speaks through us. Music is a beautiful thing. It unites all of us, and I think, you know, that's why we sometimes for a lot of people, that's why we live and breathe, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like music for me is definitely something I can always go back to, and I need that concert at least like once a month or once every 2 months. Otherwise, I'm gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go crazy. I need
Is
that
there
little
any
vacation.
new music we can look forward to hearing from you coming out soon, or any release dates coming up? What do you got?
So I don't have an exact release date just yet, but I do want to say that there will be one more Love Lagoon song coming out before the end of the year.
Nice.
And then 2026 is album year for Love Lagoon.
Oh yeah,
So,
album
yeah,
year.
Album year for Love Lagoon.
Make sure to
most
tune in,
certainly.
guys.
Oh yeah, most certainly.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, I'm glad to be a part of this experience, and I'm glad to be, making music where it's speaking for me, and I'm hoping that it's speaking for other people too. Like it's an honor to be a part of the experience that allows creation. Creation is it's you have something in your hands that is very tangible. It can help a lot of people. It can hurt it can influence, basically. And having that influence in your hands, it's a very, very powerful, and it can be very dangerous, but it is very powerful. And I love having it because I love being able to help people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Music has helped me, so I like
It's
to
a
help other
medicine
people.
of some sort. He's a healer, like you were saying earlier. It's a healer, like it's a
Yes.
healing factor.
Very
It's just
much.
kind of has that in it. But we appreciate the Love the Lagoon that you've created
Thank you.
in this
Thank you.
atmosphere, and I really hope that people take your music and it really makes them grow and be
It's a
better
lagoon
people.
of love. That's the number one thing, a catalyst for change. When you hear certain types of music that makes you want to drop everything, that's the catalyst.
That's
Yeah.
your
Yep.
Instagram bio as well.
That's really what it's
And
all
I was
about.
gonna ask you about that, so I'm glad you brought that up
That's
because
what
I had
it's all
forgotten
about.
that question.
When you see something that makes you want to drop everything, or when you experience something that makes you want to change your life, that catalyst, I mean, that's the time that you should like, now is the time. Sometimes we wait. Sometimes we find ourselves waiting, and we say, I'll put it off till the next day, and I'll wait, and we wonder when the time is to do it. Now is the time. Now is the time. Whatever it may be, now is the time to do it.
Damn. We'll end it right there at that moment. Now is the
Perfect.
time to do it.
Thank you.
Love Lagoon on the podcast. Check him out. He's really good. He's a fucking Love Lagoon.
Thank you very much. It's been beautiful, and I'm glad to be sharing this experience with you too.
We're happy
Hayden,
to have
Tony,
you.
you guys are amazing. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I really appreciate that.
I love y'all. I'm Love Lagoon. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.